And welcome to the April 2024 market update from Castinetti Realty Group. This is the Castinetti.
In the group.
Well, I'm kind of heavy. Andrea, I'm Gary Kelley, by the way, lowly agent. Andrea, what's going on in the marketplace?
Well, we are begging for homes, that's for sure. We talk constantly about supply and demand, and every month I feel like we have the same market update as far as huge demand, low supply, hoping things are going to change. Looking at the market today in Shrewsbury, there are 41 properties on the market as of right now, from single family, multifamily, land, commercial, and residential rentals, which is not a lot.
Really?
Yes. But I would love to see the MAR update.
Well,
and look at that.
MAR, that's the Massachusetts Association of Realtors, not to be confused with Rackham, which that's the party crew,
right?
Or G-Bar, the serious let's get the crew. Rackham is the Central Mass, and G-Bar is the Greater Boston. And I happen to have a preference for G-Bar, and
I prefer Rackham to my fellow Central Mass people.
You like the party.
Listen, I like to have.
You're an extrovert. I'm an introvert. I don't want to go to the party.
True. It is called balance, and I have gotten better throughout my career of having balance of business and some play. I mean, mostly play with my dogs, but some business, some play.
Who cares? Let's talk about sales.
Okay.
Sales, single family. You can see they're up a little, but I'm going to call it basically flat.
Right.
Okay, price is creeping up. Why is that?
I was just going to ask you your opinion on that.
No inventory.
And that's the thing, I've been hosting open houses every weekend for the last few months, basically, and I'm amazed at how many people are still coming to these open houses, and there's multiple offer situations. There's just people are dying to get into properties.
Yeah, during COVID, everyone was coming in and, you got 5 minutes and you have to make your decision and you got to do that. And people bought houses.
Yep.
We're not quite there yet, but it's getting to, you've got 15 minutes.
Right. And then
you have to make a decision. It's crazy.
I don't think we're ever going to be back to COVID times, hopefully, COVID aside. Those were wild times. Granted, rates, as we had in our meeting yesterday, rates during COVID were insane. I told you I locked in at 2.75. Thank you, Tanya. We're never going to see that in our lifetime ever again. Ever.
You're not going to live that long?
I hope. Listen, I'm going to keep my 2.75 until the day I die, basically. But like we talked about yesterday, rates are what? What did he say? What did Brad say yesterday?
They are, as of this morning, 7.5% on a 30-year fixed.
Right.
Mortgage Daily News.
Mortgage Daily News. And Brad Abergon as of yesterday.
Brad was a little bit less yesterday, so it's creeping up.
But they also don't see them dipping until next year.
Yeah, Sue and I use Buffini as a coach, and he's come out and said, we're going to have, through Moody's, there's going to be 2 decreases this year.
We hope.
And I'm like, really?
Right.
I just heard the news coming in here, and there's like, we're not going to have any dips.
But think about it. If rates dip even a little bit, that's going to create that feeding frenzy again. At the end of the day, we need inventory. And this.
Need inventory. So.
Not in Greater Boston.
Well, hold on a second. I'm looking at a chart that our viewers can't see yet.
Okay.
That talks about the average price of a home in Boston is now $900,000.
Right.
What the heck?
A lot of condos too. Let's be clear, not home, single family condos.
But if you're a working person in Boston, just a normal Joe, could be a normal Jane, I don't care. $900,000.
It's insanity. That's why they're moving out here.
When I bought my first condo, which we had to chisel it out of stone and all that. It was $50,000, and we had to borrow money for the down payment.
It's insanity.
And I don't know how people do it.
I don't either.
I feel sorry for people.
Of course.
We meet with first time buyers, and it's like,
I know.
Sorry.
That's the hard part. I mean, we're looking at our market overall, and even looking at rentals and the cost of rentals. And looking at Boston, think of how how many kids are working in Boston and trying to afford any type, even surrounding, Natick, Framingham, all those cities and towns around. I mean, it's mind blowing, to be honest.
Well, it used to be that if you couldn't afford Boston, you could start to head west.
Yep.
And you'd stop at 128.
Right.
Now,
forget it.
You're blowing by 495.
Right. You're not stopping at 128, right?
Okay, so you make a market in Shrewsbury.
Yep.
What's a starter home in Shrewsbury? Needs a little work, needs a little love.
Yeah.
But it's not a dump.
Right. You could get something between 500 and 600,000. Cute little home, great starter home. Put a little sweat equity into it. And we find those constantly. Obviously, if you want like the typical Shrewsbury colonial 4-bed, 2.5 bath, all that, you're going to get into the $8-9 million range. But that's a family home.
Right.
But for someone just starting out,
you can't say that.
Oh, that is a home for all of us. So but a condo, $200,000.
Right.
$250,000. Great. Think of the mortgage on that.
Exactly. We have people coming into the room.
We're very
come on in. We're very easy to work with.
Yes.
Throw my stuff on the floor. I don't care.
You never know what you're going to get here. That's why we love CRG headquarters.
You're at corporate headquarters at the top of the building. So how do you see the market evolving? And, I think that moving to Shrewsbury, some people may be hearing 500-600.
Right.
I don't have that either.
Right.
And so they're moving
further.
Leicester, Leominster.
The Western Mass. Another thing, so many of my sellers that have now, their kids have flown, they're out of the house, they have these huge colonials. I've probably had 8 or 9 clients move out of state. I have clients moving to Tennessee right now. They said, you have no idea, the minimal taxes, no tax. I mean, it's crazy.
We've got clients right now moving to Tennessee.
My client just bought this gorgeous 4-year-old home. Unbelievable for like $600,000.
Yeah.
Gorgeous, like meticulous, done to the nines. So the Carolinas. I have people moving to Florida.
I used to work for a company that had a plant in Crossville, Tennessee.
Yep.
And I remember going there, and the whole plant would go play softball at night.
Yep.
Like that was something I was used to from the Midwest, not from here. And we also, a bunch of us went to a bar.
Yep.
And the people in the bar would not acknowledge us.
Really?
Even the people that we saw at the plant during the day would not acknowledge us.
Why?
We were from a different area. And so someone came up to me, and this is true.
Yeah.
This is no BS.
Yeah.
Someone came up to me and said, "You want to be accepted here? Buy that guy a beer."
Okay.
It was a blind guy.
Okay.
Okay. Got him a beer. It was like the whole place came back alive.
I mean, buying the whole place of beer.
And we had fun.
I love it.
But it was a little off-putting. Let me call it scary at first.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, we're hoping, again, I wish I had a crystal ball. Everyone always says, where do you see the market? I mean, if I knew, we'd be bazillionaires. I'm hoping that rates will drop a little bit. I'm hoping that obviously more inventory is going to come on. I'm starting to see a lot of coming soons and things like that. And I do hope that it becomes, a little more feasible for people to start purchasing, especially
So if you're meeting with a first-time buyer, what are you telling them?
I'm telling them to make sure their finances are in order, make sure they fully understand the market, that they can definitely buy now, refinance later. Because, again, Brad was talking about that yesterday as well.
Brad Avergon, Fairway Independent Mortgage.
Fairway Independent Mortgage. Don't wait until rates drop, because then prices are going to go up.
Right.
So get in now while prices are semi-stable.
You marry the house, you date the rate.
Right. People hate that saying, but that's true. And if people actually say that to themselves, they'll understand exactly what it means. So,
Right.
But again, you need a trusted realtor.
What do you tell experienced sellers, buyers?
Well, sellers or buyers, which one?
Sell by.
So okay, so that's again we had in our little Fairway Independent Mortgage meeting yesterday. We talked about buy sell and different programs that you can do, and you don't necessarily have to wait to sell in order to buy.
Right.
So again, if you speak to someone like Brad, you can get all of his programs there. That and I actually did learn a lot yesterday about that, and bridge loans and things like that. It depends on where you're going to be. You're going to sell high right now.
Yep.
And as far as buying, it depends. It depends where you're going.
If you're going to sell high, you're going to buy high.
Right.
You're going to wait.
Unless you're leaving.
This whole timing the market thing.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a secret. In August, things slow down.
Right. July especially.
In around Christmas time.
Yep.
Things are quiet.
November, December.
January. Woo. It's icy.
So,
but it doesn't stop.
Right.
Things are all relative.
Yep.
So if you find something, our recommendation is to act on it.
100%. Do not wait for rates to drop because those prices are going to shoot up even more.
So Andrea, if someone wants to talk to you personally about the market and what to do, how would they reach you?
Well, I'm pretty visible. Facebook, obviously, you can send me a message there. You obviously know where to find me, 745 Main Street, Shrewsbury. Obviously, make sure you call Gary and Sue, the GK group. I don't even know your phone number. I barely know my phone number. What is your phone number?
508-733-6005.
You heard it here, folks. Give Gary a call.
Anyway, she's the Castinetti behind the Castinetti. I want to thank you for watching our April 2024. I almost said March.
Time's flying.
Market update.
Have a great day, everybody.